Permit me to explain. No, I haven't taken up rodeo riding, and no, it's not the Chalfonts flaring up again either. It all happened in the line of duty. I was sent to test ride the Honda Valkyrie, and, well, see for yourself. Wow, it is huge. I mean, massive. Not just a big bike, it is enormous. It's actually the Honda Valkyrie, or F6C, standing to Flat 6 Custom, to give it its proper name. And it is massive, and it's got real visual impact in the same way that a docking ship grabs your attention at the quayside. And it's not just the length of the thing either, it's the girth. 6 horizontally opposed cylinders do not make for a lean and narrow steed. In fact, the only bike I can remember being close to this wide was the old CBX with 6 transversely mounted pots. But even that looks like a moped next to this. It really is born to be wide. It shares that 1500cc engine with the equally gigantic Goldwing, where it can at least be justified on the grounds of providing effortless long-distance cruising. Here, though, there's absolutely no excuse for it whatsoever, and that is the point, I think. Oh, and incidentally, it costs £10,500 and weighs as much as a Fireblade, with 2 scooters strapped to it. It's like riding a Highland cow. Mind you, it actually feels perfectly manageable once it's rolling, despite the immense size. It's unbelievably smooth without being soggy and wallowy. Many customs half its size could learn a lot about handling here. Of course, it's probably not the suspension soaking up the bumps, so much as the weight steamrolling them flat. The shy and retiring had better think twice before throwing a leg over the Valkyrie, because subtle it ain't. On the motorway, people get out of your way as you come thundering up behind them, either to take a good look, or probably because they're worried you might not be able to stop. In town, well, either get a tinted visor or wear a gorilla mask if you don't want to be recognised. I did both, obviously. So, let's put it to the test and see what happens. I'll have a lolly, please, mate. I'll pay you in a minute. Yeah. One potential problem, though, is that even if you're just a big show-off and love to be noticed, it attracts attention from all the wrong people. It's a bit too, well, granny-friendly. Know what I mean? Ooh, isn't it lovely? Isn't it gorgeous? Just watch. Go on, look at the bike. Go on, go on. Look, it's all shiny. Look at the bike! Have you got no heart? Look, big shiny bike! Ooh, people. See what I mean? Yeah, well, not everything works, but there are some gorgeous details on the bike. For a start, there's the engine itself, and not just the finishing on it, the sheer size and presence of it. Looks as though the whole bike has been lowered down onto that and this beautiful twisty exhaust system. Then we've got the tank, huge, and the seat. How many buttocks do they think I'm going to get on there? They've really gone for that American flavour there, obviously. We've got a beautiful, comfy pillion setup, which is most welcome, and then gorgeous details like the clocks, superbly finished, and the headlamp with that little hooded bit over the top, with the enormous mudguards, and oh, I could go on, but I won't. Just have a look. The other thing the F6C does very well indeed is dispel one of the usual problems associated with big shiny customs. And that's when you get, oh mate, doesn't that look great? Oh, but it's really fast, isn't it? When actually, despite having twice the capacity of their Nissan Micra, it'll only go half as fast. Well, not this time, Grandma, because this goes like stink. Mind you, it does get a bit breezy, particularly at high speeds, and it can hit very high speeds. Up to about, well, 100 miles an hour, it threatens to leave you behind. Over that, 110, and something rather odd happens with the aerodynamics, so that it's actually easier to hang on. I'd say that a screen might be a good add-on, even if it is a bit wimpy and gives it all the aerodynamics of a barn door. And while you're at it, you might as well stick some luggage on the back, and you'd have a very capable, and let's face it, good-looking, long-distance cruiser. Now, look at it this way. If I have to explain why the Valkyrie, then you'll never understand. Of course it's ridiculous if you look at it with your accountant's head on, but then it's precisely accountants, doctors, lawyers, frustrated middle management who'll be buying these things because they're ridiculous, because they make no sense. Let's face it, unless you're a dispatch rider, it seldom makes much sense to own a bike in this country anyway. They're expensive and it never stops raining. And I'll tell you something else. I want one. I want... All right, I want one. I love it.